understanding that you had ancestors and you are your ancestors. You are an old spirit. And so now you need to start recognizing that there was baggage that y'all want to say, oh, it's our ancestors cursed us. No, you are your ancestors. Baggage that we put out. And now we have to clean up that spiritual baggage if you're trying to get to another level in this dimension. This is where we are right now. You've got to clean up the spiritual baggage if you're trying to get to another dimension. Now, some of y'all are not willing to see that because y'all are like, well, I didn't do it to them, Diva. It wasn't me. It was my ancestors. You are your ancestors. And you now have to clean up their spiritual baggage, which is really you put it out. So what am I talking about? When I speak about how you got your quote unquote Indian tribes that were in here, and they were a part of enslaving the Albions, so-called white people. Then you had another group of brown people in here called themselves Moors. They the ones who kidnapped them from places like Ireland and Sicily and brought them into the land and enslaved them, not only into the Americas, but Morocco as well. So what I'm saying to you is there's baggage that has to be cleaned up. I'm going to get into it deeper as I go into this. So we're understanding that there is baggage that we've got to clean up. We've got to be willing to recognize that we are not new beings in this game. We have ancestors. We are old spiritual entities. Let's clean it up. Because as long as you're not willing to recognize it and acknowledge what you did, you can't go to the next level. Because if you're showing up in this dimension, if you're showing up here, you're showing up because you have a lesson to learn. You're not showing up here by happenstance. You're not people be talking about, well, I ain't asked to be here. Yes, you did. You contracted to get up in this dimension. You asked to be here. You put out a spiritual energy in another time and place. And so you end up here because there are things you have to learn and energies that you have to clean up. So now we're here because there are lessons that we have to learn. If you're in this dimension, it's because there's things you're supposed to clean up. And if you're not willing to recognize who you are as a spiritual entity, then you just gonna keep repeating because you're not willing to know your history. All right. Now I need to go further because with my Albions, you all are the main ones that are quick to say, oh, it doesn't matter. Let's just love each other. And then when we love each other, and then everything will be great. That's not how it works. How many centuries we've been saying that? Centuries. We've been wanting to, we just love each other. It doesn't work like that because of the simple fact that there's baggage that needs to be cleaned up. And until that is done, you will continue to repeat. Melanated folks will continue to repeat. The Asians and everybody else, they're going to continue to repeat because nobody knows the truth about history. All right, we're going to clear up some things. So we're understanding about spiritual baggage. All right. And I want to say something to my Albions, you light-skinned people, because some of you all are okay with the fact that history was rewritten, so what? Who cares? Okay, let me make this clear. When you are okay about an injustice done to one group, well, get ready, because that same injustice is about to be done to you. I'm going to say it again, because there are some things, again, that you are not aware of that I'm going to make you aware of tonight, and I'm going to upset some people. But you can go and look it up for yourself if it hasn't been hidden. If you are okay with injustice being done to one people, get ready because that same injustice is going to be done to you. So, white people, quote unquote, white people, Albions, your history was rewritten. They don't want you to know that y'all was kidnapped and brought over here. Some of y'all have Bibles where it tells that you all used to be slaves or what have you. Okay? And do you know who did that to you and rewrote your history? Oh, that was melanated people. Some of it. Okay? So let's understand something. Melanated people's history has been rewritten. Women's history has been rewritten. And so let's understand that with my Albion people, your history is about to be rewritten, and you are about to be written out of history, just as the woman was written out of her place. Melanated people were written out of their place. So right now, just in case you don't know, my Albion people, this is not being told to you, but the Albion light-skinned race is at this point becoming extinct. All right. I've talked to you all about where the light skin comes from. They call this light skin recessive. So this is a situation where the carbon or the melanin in the blood was purposely targeted and grafted out of the gene. All right. So when you talk about light skin, it's called recessive. Well, what does recessive mean? Well, genetically modified, not natural. And so all things that are unnatural have a sentence or a time frame whereby at some point it's going to become extinct. That's not just only with the light skin, that's with the male as well. That's with the human vessel as well. But right now, I can tell you, the light skin is becoming extinct. At this time, especially in what we know of as North America, the death rate of the Albion is higher than the birth rate of the Albion. And once that happens, extinction is imminent. You can't change it. You can't turn it around. You can't do nothing to stop it, because that is what it is. And so you need to recognize that at some point, somebody's going to write you out of history and erase you totally. If you okay with that, well, then be okay with white Jesus then. Because I'm letting you know, the same thing that has happened to the woman and the melanated people is what's going to happen to you. You too will be written out of history. All right. So that's why you need to understand why skin color matters. If you okay with somebody rewriting history and writing you out, then fine. Stay okay with that. But Diva Lyri ain't okay with that. And we're ready to put the facts out, whether you like it or not. And that includes you too, melanated people. See, I get Moors that are upset with me because I won't claim Moor. They get upset with me because I won't take on the title Moor. Well, let's understand that there were a group of people who have come into this land and enslaved the original people of this land and run roughshod over them. So no, I'm not taking on that title. Even though I know we mix with some everything. We mix with the Albion, we mix with probably some African, maybe some original Indians, French, Spanish. All these people are sleeping in here together. And so we're mixed with some of everything. But I align myself with the original people of this land. That's where I stand.